So I grew up doing a lot of fishing. And we fished a lot out under Rocky Ford Bridge. We get in the Tallahatchie and wade and fish and swim. And when I was 12 or 13, there was a special that come out in the Gazette, and I remember my mom telling me, you should read this. It was a whole insert about the lynching of L.Q. Ivy. Mom said this is about New Albany, and it's about where we fish. And that story just stuck. I mean, it hit like a ton of bricks, and it stuck with me. And I remember, like, the first song that I wrote that I was proud of, I thought back to that story. Like, I need to do something about that. Not that that's going to be a good song, not that it's going to be any fun to sing or anything like that, just that, like, if I don't know, this is something that sticks with me now, so I want to try to write about it. And I ended up rereading that a bunch of times. It's Larisha Rucker who did the story, and it today is like the most comprehensive thing about the lynching is her writing for the Gazette. And I reached out to her when I was writing the song and said, like, this is a bad idea, you know, what should I do? And she referenced another Mississippi songwriter, Carolyn Herring, in a song called Paper Gowns that is about the lady a while back, it was in the 90s I believe, who actually put her kids in the car and let it go down into the lake. The song is beautiful and awful at the same time. I listened to it and I thought, like, I'm glad I heard that, but I don't really ever have to again, you know. And I tried to put that energy into telling this story. If nothing else, other than like other parts of history that are awfully dark and sad, I think it's important if you can play a part in bringing that into conversation again, so that we never do it again, so those things never happen again. So anyway, this is not an easy song to sing, but this is called L.Q. Ivy. The year was 1925, and the world down here was still all black and white. He was cutting timber on the Tallahatchie line, doing what he could to get by. He was only 17, the skies were still tall and the fields were green. He didn't yet know just how mean the world is when it makes up its mind. Nobody could ever deserve what was done that morning to a pretty white girl. She was used and beaten and left all curled in a field all alone to die. LQ was nearly 3 miles away when the barking dogs and the shotguns came. They bound his hands and they took him away and said, "Boy, what have you done?" The whole town feared the girl might die, and they already knew his alibi. Bring him back to town while there's still time, or justice may never be served. They brought 4 suspects in, one by one, to the end of her bed. She said she thought LQ was the man, so they asked her, could she be sure? said she thought. And a mob grew out on the hospital grass, and their fury rose as the hours passed. They knew justice was gonna be had if it meant they did it themselves. They blocked the road out on 78, waited for the sheriff to make his way. Give us the boy and you'll be safe. We ain't got business to tend to with him. And a chain on his wrist, and a chain on a truck down the dusty back road till he couldn't stand up. They beat the boy till he'd had enough, and he told them what they wanted to hear. They hammered an axle deep in the ground, piled wood and poured gasoline all around. 600 white faces listened to the sound of a boy cry for mercy from God. He was only 17, the skies were still tall and the fields were green. He didn't yet know just how mean the world is when it makes up its mind.